Speaking of extramarital sex, this is a picture of Bill and Hillary Clinton back in Yale Law School. That was back when Hillary was a Republican. Like I always say, people never change. I'm kidding. She could be a Republican still. Look, neither one of them, Bill or Hillary, neither one of them were my first or 50th choice for president. But I voted for both of them because when it's 3 a.m. at the Waffle House, you order the waffles. Word is that Hillary Clinton is the brains in this marriage. So look, they've been through a lot and they're still married. How many people can say that? I can't. My marriages didn't last. Bill and Hillary, still married. Remember this excruciating long kiss Al and Tipper Gore exchanged at the Democratic National Convention in August of 2000? Some of you are too young, but Al Gore was Bill Clinton's vice president. And in 2000, Al Gore was nominated to be president. That was his turn to step out of the shadows after spending 8 years being Bill Clinton's wingman and apologizing for his indiscretions. Al Gore was very mad at Bill Clinton for that whole Monica Lewinsky thing. So to prove he was his own man, to prove that I might be Bill Clinton's vice president, but I'm not Bill Clinton, Al Gore took to the stage to accept his party's nomination, and he and his wife Tipper swapped spit and acid reflux residue. That was a long kiss. They kept going. They were kissing and kissing in front of a cheering crowd, millions of people at home, children, witnessing this public display of affectation. It was a public display of affectation, not affection, a public display of affectation. Before delivering his speech, Al and Tipper sucked face because they wanted the world to know that's the only thing this president will ever get sucked. The message was, I, Al Gore, unlike Bill Clinton, I, Al Gore, I'm happily married and I won't disgrace the Oval Office the way Bill Clinton did. And because Al Gore was so mad at Bill Clinton's cheating heart, Al Gore never asked Bill to campaign with him. Never asked Bill to campaign in Arkansas, which they carried in 92 and 96. Never asked him to help pick up some states in the South. No, Al Gore, with his daddy issues, said, I want to prove I can do it all by myself, especially since I'm disgusted by what went on in the Oval Office between Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. Funny thing, though, America didn't feel the same way about Bill Clinton as Al Gore and his wife Tipper did. In fact, Bill Clinton had an approval rating of 60% when Al Gore decided, I'm not going to ask Bill to campaign for me. And then Al Gore went on to lose the election that should have been a landslide. That election should never have been close. He didn't actually lose. It was stolen from him by the Supreme Court. I mean, Al Gore did win the popular vote, and then Jeb Bush stole Florida for his brother. But here's the thing about Al Gore. All he had to do was win his home state of Tennessee. He didn't need to win Florida. He needed to win Tennessee. He could have lost Florida. All Al Gore had to do was win his home state of Tennessee the way Clinton and he won it in 92 and 96. No, he didn't win Tennessee. And he lost Florida by only 576 votes. He would have won Florida had he done a statewide recount. Instead of demanding recounts in only the counties he was sure he was going to win, had he done the noble thing and demanded a statewide recount, he would have won. But that's for another show. The point is, if Bill Clinton campaigned for Al Gore in 2000, Al Gore would have most definitely won Tennessee. He wouldn't have needed Florida, but if Bill Clinton, with his more than 60% approval rating, was campaigning for Al Gore, he probably would have won Florida, maybe by a landslide. But Al Gore couldn't allow that because Bill Clinton cheated on his wife. and Al and Tipper didn't approve. Marriages are a funny thing. They're also an arrangement, and it's nobody's business. Hillary Clinton is a brilliant woman. She knew who she was marrying. Each marriage is different. What one person wouldn't put up with, another one will. And the Clintons, they're still married. I'm not. They're still married. Tipper and Al Gore. Well, contrary to what most people think, Tipper and Al Gore are not divorced. They are legally separated. They've been legally separated since 2010. But Al Gore is in an open relationship with another woman, an environmentalist and a big Democratic donor. They show up at the Cannes Film Festival together. They're at parties and events. It's okay because he's legally separated, but not divorced. Makes me wonder, what kind of woman gets into a relationship with a man who won't divorce his wife? I mean, sure, he's separated, but if Al Gore doesn't divorce Tipper, Al's never going to marry this woman. But you know what? I shouldn't judge. I'm starting to sound like Al and Tipper Gore. I'm not going to judge. It's nobody's business. I remember that kiss. It was such a self-righteous, holier-than-thou slap in the faith and face of Bill and Hillary, especially after poor Bill and Hillary spent 8 years getting dragged through the mud. I found that kiss to be an affront. It was ingratitude to Bill and Hillary. So you know what? I'm glad Al Gore ended up losing to George W. Bush because of that kiss. Sure, millions were killed in Iraq, thousands died in New Orleans, and Bush killed capitalism during his final year in office. But to me, it was all worth it just so Al Gore paid a price for being such a pompous scold, working overtime for the morality police. Okay, I voted for Gore, and he would have been a great president. He really would have. Probably better than Clinton. I mean, he Inconvenient Truth, one of my favorite movies. He was talking about global warming before anybody else. But that kiss,